Hello everyone, and welcome back to the kingdom. Last time I built this gold farm, and I've been AFKing here quite a lot when I've been doing Feed the Beast. So I have been collecting up a lot of gold. Magma creams can go away. So I've only been here for a little bit actually on this one. So only a few bits here, but I have been collecting up rather a lot of gold. So what I want to do is have something like this, because someone that just posted on a video of mine gave me a really nice idea. What happens with them? What do you think? What do you think goes with them? I think we should add some apples to them. So, I'm going to meet you back at the base. Okay, so I've been cutting down some trees and collecting some apples. And I think I'm ready. Yep. So we're going to make a stack of notch apples. And I've never ever even made a golden apple on this Let's Play actually. Never. I've had one from a dungeon before, near the beginning, which was quite fun. But I've never made any golden apples, especially not these. So we're going to go ahead and make a stack of these. So it's over 40,000 gold nuggets. So about 10 hours worth of waiting around. Oh yeah. Now, I don't even know all the effects they have on this. I know it has resistance and some other ones, and probably regen. But I think we should try these out. And we are on the newest snapshot, which is 13W3A. And in this one, mobs are buffed up. So skeletons and zombies are buffed up. But also, because of the armor nerfing they did, so the protection 4 no longer is the best protection. And they are less powerful, so the specific enchantments, things like the blast protection, are much better if you're doing something which is going to blast you. Otherwise it's not very good. So I'm going to try this out, because along with that I'm nearly at my stack of skulls, so it's near enough. And I really am in need of beacons now, especially if I've got 2 on top of the nether now. And so we're going to try this out. I haven't killed a wither for a very long time, and I'd love to have a whole network of beacons around here. It's not like I don't have enough skulls. That's good. No, almost 20 beacons that I can get, so I will be happy after I get that, and then I can move on to some other projects. But as you see here, there's actually water glitches and there's block glitches and things in this version. They tried to fix the patching together. Yeah, there we are. Trying to patch together textures. They're still in the default. See there, it's not really working still. So I'm still going to wait for them to fix that. But now I'm going to take this stuff. Don't need anything else. I've got an OK bow. I've got protection 4 armor on that, but it's not as good as it used to be. And we'll do one wither, just to play out with the apples, because I've not used them. But I will grab some arrows first and meet you over at the desert. And here we are, actually past the desert, into the old emerald farm that I had. And I have got a confession. This is my second time doing this. I changed the armor as well. I didn't like the last footage I had, so I've already got 1 star, but I want to do another one for you. So eat this apple. You get regeneration 4, only for 30 seconds though. Oh, and that's glitched out, isn't it? Yeah, there are a lot of graphical glitches in this version. Probably have to eat this regen as well. There you are. Let's get this going. Now I thought the notch apples used to give you strength and things. Used to be strength, fire resistance, and some other ones. Doesn't seem like it does that anymore though. Or maybe I'm doing it wrong. I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to probably cut this out and just fast forward it. So, back when it's finished. And there we are. Got the star. Pretty messy fight. Pretty messy fight, I will admit. And I've only got unbreaking on these, and the protection, which doesn't do anything really for the withers anymore, I don't think. So when I want to do more of these, I definitely need to go and enchant some, I think it's blast resistance you need for withers now. So yeah, that's a hard thing. Messed my area up as well. But anyway, I'll be back with you so we can start the real work for today. Alright then, so the plan for today is to play around with the snapshot, and we have the dispenser block, which I haven't actually built any yet, but they've made some changes to the hoppers and they made them a bit smarter. So I now feel confident that I can actually do things with the hoppers with my systems, and that they won't be severely broken when the snapshots get carried on. And at the moment I have my tree farm going down to its own little collection system. My pumpkin farm and my sugarcane farm go down to my AFK stream, along with my mobs. When they die, their loot goes to the AFK stream as well. And it works perfectly well. Just go to the nether now. And as you can see, the items come through the AFK stream into a pile. Now, pile of items works fine. Now you put them in the boxes, but as you'll see down here, my storage has got a bit crazy. I've kind of been filling up my chests because I haven't finished the storage area down here, which I do need to do. But I've been holding off a little bit because of these hoppers. Now, what I found last time that items can go through half slabs through hoppers, I think I'm going to reset up this design. So I'm going to put hoppers down the floor, and we'll do some testing with if items actually go through hoppers when we're not actually here, or if they will only go through when we actually go into the area. I think that's probably going to be the case. They'll all go through the hoppers at once. Just means that we don't have to stand here and sort it out. Just means that when we walk around there is no risk of despawning. So we'll do some testing with the hoppers, and I'll be back with you after that. Okay, so we're doing some testing and some research and looking up on sorting systems which don't need water, and what I need to have is a system that buffers up the drops into a storage system just to hold them in chests like this, and when you then activate the area, the minecarts would then move around and sort the items into where I wanted them, but they wouldn't be active until I loaded up the area, so I couldn't just have the minecart system because they would overflow as soon as I logged into the nether. But for this, it's got a couple of disadvantages, is that it's pretty slow in sorting. So if I put some items in here, I've got redstone, iron and redstone torches I'm doing at the moment. So that's going to go into the minecarts. The minecarts then go around. In the top one, it's used just as a holder, and it will only accept a certain item. You need 22 in there, and then the next one will then be sent through. And that basically holds it in there, as the direction is pointed this way. It's not going to anything, but a hopper acts as a hopper to each other. So this basically, looking at this like a chest, and then this hopper is pulling items from that hopper and moving to the middle. It's quicker when you got more minecarts, but it can only do a certain amount at a time. Fine if you're sorting a few things. Not as good for my bulk amount of things that I have on my Let's Play, because I have a huge amount of sugarcane coming through, maybe 20 stacks at a time. So when I log into Nether and the hoppers don't update already, then there's going to be a massive bottleneck at the minecarts. Now, to have this in working in my little storage area, I need to have a really big circle of these, I think, and have these connected to each sort of pillar of my area. So there'll be lots of chances for the items to go into them, so it could actually work out, and I think I will do this, but I will have to wait for the next snapshot, I think. So just for now, I'm going to put these hoppers underneath my half slabs and just collect up the materials in a few boxes. But then after that, when we're happy with the snapshots, because these are a bit buggy and I think they may be played around with, so oh, it's sorted all now. So that's just 3 stacks, and if I had, at the moment these have got 2 opportunities to go into each chest. On my one I could have, you know, maybe 5 or 6 opportunities of each type, but then I've got 9 different things to sort, and then I would also want a way of putting the miscellaneous stuff through, which is a bit harder because the system, if you have then an empty one just taking everything else, then by the time they get around the minecart has to be empty or just have those items in it. So that's where the water streams come in. I've been playing with water streams over here. Water streams are much quicker, much more reliable, but in the nether you can't use water, so that's what I came up with there. But like I said, I will implement this fully next snapshot maybe, when we know if they're going to stay like this or not, because the minecart hoppers have only just come in as well, and I don't know if they're going to be doing something extra to their droppers. Anyway, I'll be back on the Let's Play, and I'm going to sort out this bit. Okay, so I've waited a bit in here for my mobs to spawn and my farms to activate. So what I've done is set up a test, and this to work out the dispersion rates from the portal when the items go through. Now, if I get this all finished sometime, I can just cage up the nether portal completely and just never go near it because I wouldn't need to. And that means I can move my other portal up or down depending where I want it. For the moment, as you see, the items are still there and they have not visibly moved. Ooh. Now, there's 4 hoppers under here, under these 4 I believe. So we'll see if these ones are actually going in, because I set up 4 rows of hoppers going each direction. There are, that one's full, that one's going down. Okay, that one's meant to be pointing that way. So that one's full, that one's getting filled up. So they're going those 2 directions, so those 2 would work. These 2 are also being filled up. So yes, it seems that all of them are working. Indeed they are. Okay, so that's a good thing to know. All I did in here is expand it further back, and I had the idea that because these minecarts, I think I will be doing the minecarts, not today though, but I'm setting it up so that I will be able to do it. I want to have it so there's 4 blocks here, which the drops will go on top of. They then get sucked through the hoppers. I would have 2 going to the back, 1 going to this side, and 1 going to the other side. They would all have their own little minecart stations, so they'd have a chest at the end, and the minecarts would go all the way around the oval. So then they'd have lots of times to pick up drops, so take them out of the system, and then they also have loads of time to put them back in the other spaces. Now, having all of these like this, I'm going to have to work out how to do this. I might have it so that I might move the things like the pumpkins and sugarcane and such to flat edges, depending on how I can work out how to do the redstone that I was showing you earlier. Things like this in the corner, it might be harder to do, or I might have to just do a long hopper system and just extend the hoppers to these afterwards. But we'll have a look at that another time. But what I want to do is test this, and now I can put some chests on it so that we basically just want to stop despawning today. So that shouldn't have despawned. That's been less than 5 minutes, so all the items have gone into the system. These ones go straight down, didn't they? That one goes across. They're full, and then these ones should be full as well. Yep. So that's definitely working. They're still filtering through, but it means that those will successfully clear out all the entities, and we also know that the entities do not go through the half slabs and actually loaded until we come here. So it means we can do less things with that, but it's a good thing we've got that sorted. I'm going to lay up some chests now to just store the items, and I'll be back with you. So there we are. AFK problem no longer needed to be worried about. So when there's tons of drops here, I can just not even bother about picking them up, because whenever I come back in loading range, the hoppers will take them, and they'll go much faster now that I've actually got them connected up properly and I've got things on top of them. So these chests just carry up all the stuff, and so at the moment I've got 6 double chests worth of storage, so just from here I can just grab them and throw them in the other ones. But when the new snapshot comes out, I'll wait for a couple more probably, and I'll do some other projects in the meantime, but setting them all up like this, where I've had some other stuff here just for storage, I can put them along there. I can also do them around the corners and just have them hoppered extended like I said earlier. But yeah, this is going okay, and the reason I'm moving things to the nether is that my spawner and my farms are not the same place, so I don't want to be storing them inside my main base. And also my final main base is actually going to be through this portal, and there isn't really a way of getting things to here for storage, but from there to here it's a very short distance. So we're at the moment on top of the Sky Fortress, which I've still got to finish. I know, I will get around to it. I have been waiting for some updates though, because I plan to, at the moment, build a gigantic mob spawn at the top with a sorting system in the middle, have a storage thing going around it, and then having this glass floor going through. And I'm still collecting some of the wool for pixel art. I think I'm almost there, but yeah, that's going to take a lot of work, so we'll get round to that. But really, I have another thing I want to do today, and that's to look at automated furnaces. Now, I've seen a couple of YouTubers do this, and I want to do something a bit different to them, because I've been playing a lot of FTB, and I really like how you can put items in a chest, and then you can get them smelted automatically, and then they come back out another chest. And that's what I want to replicate today. It doesn't matter how big it gets, or how complicated it gets, I'd want to, as the aim, put some ores in a chest, put some coal in a chest, and then have another chest where all the items come out of. So I'm going to get around to designing that and doing some testing, so I'll be back with you in a bit. Oh guys, you're in for a treat. I got it working. We'll demonstrate, I think, on my creative. We'll put in a small amount so that I can show you equally. There's 8. Get rid of the rest of us on us. I already put coal in. I'll explain what these lights and things mean in a minute. But I've got an input, a fuel, and an output. And you put your coal or whatever in there. Then here comes out the gold. Now those were in there before, and we're looking for 8 here. So what happens here, we'll just show you what's happening before I do this. I will need to do a separate tutorial showcase video on this because this is great. It runs on 2 furnaces. It's the maximum you can really have for a single chest. It smelts the ores. It also checks if there is ores in the hoppers. So basically if you put too many ores into the system so that there is an overflow, so that basically there's ores not in the furnace that are in the hoppers that are waiting to go through, then you get a light on this one, on there. And this one here shows that there is something in the furnaces, so if your production is finished, then this will tell you that there's still coal left over in the furnace. This one here will show you that there is loads of coal in the furnace, even if there's none in here, and also in the hoppers that are waiting. So basically there are 4 hoppers which hold coal in, so that these 4 here, and the way it's set up, it only shows that there is an excess of coal if the top one is actually filled up as well. Now the great thing with these is you can put in any amount of items and it will split them between the 2 furnaces equally, something I wasn't counting on, which is a really cool thing to have. And no, that's great, you just put a stack in and it will divide it up 32-32, so it's not like one gets all of it and one gets none of it. It's exactly perfect. And there are a couple of bugs in this though that I've managed to work around. So basically this just smelts it, it brings the hoppers around and puts it in a dropper. The dropper then works when it's activated, so basically when an item goes in, it fires it out and gets censored. And then what happens, it comes around to a tripwire. This is actually JL2579's a item lift, a bit modified for what I needed. And what happens is the item comes through, activates this tripwire, then that sends a pulse back around to this saying basically an item's gone past, activate again, and then if there's nothing in this it will just click and nothing will come out. But if you say we'll use a different ore so we don't get confused with what we have up there. Let's see. We'll do a stack of iron, as we didn't put iron in. So basically one comes out, goes through, detects it, and keeps going in a round. Let me just change that. Just in case you get a whole load of ores going through at once for any kind of random reason, then it will never ever get stuck. So that will keep activating on its own until they're all gone. So if you had 2 bars being smelted at the same time and coming through, then you would end up with it just going off again. So it's a really cool thing in this, and it's big as I can make it for the amount of hoppers and the amount of furnaces in this. You only get 2 in it, but if you're going to leave a double chest worth, or you could add more hoppers on top and do 50 double chests worth if you really wanted to, and you could do the same with the coal. and if you weren't bothered about how fast it was, then you could just put it in and leave it, walk away. And it's probably a lot more efficient than taking them in and out of single furnaces. And the reason I wanted this was that you have it all on the same level. I've seen some before which really look ugly. Now this is a bigger thing because it has to have the item lift. The rest of it's pretty compact. I may be able to compact a little bit more, but I'll see before I do some sort of tutorial on it. So, all in the same thing, and we got 8 gold out, and this will go back to 64. I did test it here with 9 stacks of gold, and they all came through perfectly. So yeah, I'm really impressed by this actually, and I think I will build it in the world. Got to think of a place to put it though, because at the moment I cook up tons and tons of sand, and a stack of sand takes ages to cook. But if I could dump a whole double chest worth of sand in here, go out and mine more, then it will get done without me being around. Or I can go AFK. That's the brilliant thing. I love being AFK on my worlds because it's so much easier. And just before I finish showing you this, there's this loop in here, and this is because if I had them going past, I would explain how I've done this in another video, but if you have hoppers on top of each other, and you have an item in the top one, then same as it we showed you over there, it just acts as a chest and it pulls it through. So you can't actually have hoppers going bypassing each other like that, same way as it didn't work that way. But yeah, I'm going to put this into the world somewhere, and so I'm going to be back with you when I find somewhere to put it. I might not add the lights, I know what they mean, they're a bit confusing for other people I think. This one isn't even connected to anything. So yeah, it's just a prototype, so I'll be back and then let's play. Eventually I'll do something with these mushrooms, I swear. But yeah, I thought of a location. Now, as I've got my gigantic tree farm out there now, I don't actually need these trees anymore. The only thing I'd use them for is getting the leaves off the jungle trees, which I've already harvested and haven't replanted it seems. And the only other thing here is my vine farm, just a vine farm, and I don't really use that either, but I think I should have enough room. For my calculation I need 11 spaces, so if I built it, say, let's see, don't want it too far away from everything, so if I go down 11 from here, say, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Awesome. No torch on me. Good. Okay. So I think... Whoa. Thank gosh for falling. Feather falling. So yes, I think I'm going to clear out this area. And I didn't really ever like this lighting that I did on this. With the glowstone underneath. So I think I will take that out. And maybe just put glowstone lamps there. It'll be easier probably. But it's... How I designed the actual furnace thing is that it's not going to be a flat design. There would be a little bit sticking out from the water that comes in. That's just unavoidable. And before you ask, you could use minecarts. I did try, but moving things the way I wanted it to be moved, it just wasn't really practical to do minecarts. And also minecarts was loud as hell, and I don't want to listen to that when I'm AFKing. Especially when watching a movie or something at the same time. So I'm going to clear out this area and then I'll be back with you when I'm ready to start building it. So here we are. I've built it, and I admit I went back and built a more compact version. It's quite a bit smaller and a little bit more complicated looking, but it works exactly the same, and if I just don't fall inside of it, it would help. So I left it open at the moment so you can just see what's going to happen. So I'm just going to put in 5 gold and a stack of iron. I'm going to put in some fuel, so we can do blaze rods and some coal. I think there's already some fuel in the system from my testing. Oh no, that was it. These are trap chests. These items will only go through when I've not got it open. 18 there, 8 there. These ones are not trap chests, so that you can have them next to each other. And oh, here we come. In comes the gold. So you could have this as a trap chest and this one as a trap chest, and it means that if you put your ores in, they won't vanish instantly. So if you change your mind, you can take them out. But for me, I'm not going to change my mind. Of course, you put something in the system which isn't a smeltable thing, so not ore, not piece of food or anything like that, then it would just get stuck in the hopper. But this is for me mostly, so I'm not going to put random things in there that I don't want. You could also put a sorting system on it so that only certain things go through. You could also do a gigantic version of this, splitting this chest into multiple chests, then splitting it to multiple furnaces. So you could do like a gigantic version of 50 furnaces, and you just throw your stuff in the double chest, and it would do your stuff very, very quickly, and it would evenly distribute it and all that, but not exactly survival friendly. Maybe in some sort of a mini game, or yeah, probably mini game actually. You have some sort of blast furnace where you can just throw the things in you've collected, and it chucks out your bars. So here you can see a couple of them are going over the top, and that's just because I haven't sealed it up, so I can show you. So I will seal this up in a minute. Now I'm collecting them. But yeah, it works perfectly fine. And I'm just waiting here for all of them to come through. Okay, so it's all finished, and I've covered it over, and it works perfectly. I even put some cobblestone in there just to check. Got all of them back perfectly. And this light here is showing that when all the furnaces are empty, basically. So there'll be no coal in it, no iron in it, no anything in it. So that will be on then, just a little output I picked out of it. I didn't decide to do the front ones. I can do though, pretty easy. And I'm pretty happy with that. So I will do a tutorial on this if I remember. If I don't remember, please remind me. That goes with anything I've said before, because my memory is terrible and sometimes I just don't have the time and I forget about it and I just don't remember what I said before. It's the trouble with doing YouTube. It kind of all blurs into one sometimes. So that's finished. I'm very pleased with this, and I'm going to be just chucking my ores in here from now on, and my coal, and it will just give me my stuff. Be brilliant. Got love for doing it for my sand. So yeah, I think that's about it for today. I'm going to clear things up, but I wanted to get this out today because it's want to get it out today. So anyway, thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you've enjoyed. If you have enjoyed, a like and all that is always very appreciated. And I'll see you next time, guys.